I don't like it, but I'm persevering. It's going to be worth it. It is going to be worth it. I really wish I'd got some nitrile gloves now. At the start of 2025, I decided that this was going to be a year of trying new things, new designs, new materials and new techniques, and I've certainly done that. I was really excited to make another crow doll, but the question is, did I make the right fabric choice? So the last time I made a crow girl, she was really well received, had lots of lovely comments about it, and since then I've been wanting to make another one. But I had a few things that I wanted to change. There was a few things that I was not unhappy with, but things that I would do differently next time. So this doll gives me the chance to try some of those ideas out. I have changed the head shape slightly for this one. On the last crow girl I made, she had a very rounded beak at the front there. So I have adjusted this a little bit. I made this a little bit more shaped. It's more carrion crow than raven for this one, I think. The other thing I really wanted to do is some different legs. On the last crow girl I made, I gave her human sort of legs with, stripy legs and boots. So I wanted to do something a bit different for this one, and I've made some crow feet. I constructed the shape of the lower legs and feet from some pipe cleaners and then started wrapping them with some super chunky weight yarn. The nice thing about using pipe cleaners rather than bare wire for this is that it gives it a little bit more grip, so the yarn actually kind of sticks to it without using too much glue or needle felting or anything. Figuring out how to wrap the yarn around the toes and get a nice smooth finish was a bit of a challenge, but I managed it in the end. So I think they've come out quite well. I'll be interested to see how they look on the finished doll. The other thing I'm doing a bit differently on this doll is trying out some new fabrics. I got some new quilting cotton. I was unhappy with the black quilting cotton I got last time. It was too thin. So I've got some with a higher thread count. So I have marked out the pieces. I haven't sewn these yet, but I'm hoping I'm going to get a better result with this. The main issue with thinner fabrics for doll making is that if you're using a dark colour with a white stuffing underneath, the white can show through. I do have some black polyester staple fibre that I can use, but I do prefer the high loft polyester for something like this where I need a nice round shape for the head. Staple fibre gives a firmer finish, but it can be a little bit lumpy and a little bit flat. There is a little bit of the white showing along the seam, but that bit's going to be hidden underneath the clothing anyway, so that's not going to be a problem. Other than that, I think this fabric performs really well. It's thick enough not to show any stuffing through the weave. I wanted a fabric with a slightly different texture for the wings, and that would come with its own challenges. Now, anyone who knows me knows that I'm not great with velvet, particularly synthetic velvet. I really don't like the texture of it. I don't like touching it. But cotton velvet is sometimes okay. It's not as squeaky on the fingers. It doesn't catch like synthetic velvet does. So I did get hold of some black cotton velvet, and it's borderline. It's not pleasant to touch, but it's not really triggering my sensitivity as much as synthetic velvet does. And I think as long as I keep my hands well moisturized, we're going to be okay. It's worth it for the look of it. I think for the final look and effect on the doll, it's worth a little bit of discomfort. I made the outside of the wing in the velvet and the inside in quilting cotton in the hope that it'd make it a little bit more bearable to work with. It's borderline. I don't like it, but I'm persevering. It's going to be worth it. It is going to be worth it. I really wish I'd got some nitrile gloves now. I still hate the texture, but I think they are actually looking really good and I'm glad I did it. I could have made the entire leg with pipe cleaners, but I do like the look of the decorative bead joint at the knee. So I made the upper part of the leg the same way I usually do, with fabric stuffed with the polyester fibre fill, and then jointed it to the wired lower leg with a nice metal bead. I'm painting the beak using some artist's acrylic paint with some fabric medium mixed in. The fabric medium I use needs heat setting, so I use a hairdryer for that. There's no shading needed around the button eyes for this one, but I think I will add a little bit of hand-painted detail later. This is where I start to see the personality come through. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and let me know. You can also subscribe if you like, so you don't miss the next one. So it's now Monday morning. It's very rainy and dark and gloomy outside. I have been working on the crow doll over the weekend and I'm really pleased with how she's going so far. I'm quite excited about this one. I'm loving the new head shape. I'm also enjoying the new legs. So she's looking very leggy at the moment, but it will all balance out when I get the rest of the detail on her. I'm going to do a dress today and then attach the wings. These are going to be button jointed on here. I think the velvet has worked really well and that's pretty cool. I'm liking it. I would have got a lot more done, I think, on this, but I did spend some time over the weekend on a little side quest. I had this idea floating around in my head and I just wanted to make it while the idea was there. So I made a little spider. This one is like based on a false widow, a species that we have in the UK. Steatoda grossa, I think it would be the closest one to this, although not exact, but you know, it's a representation. So this one is needle felted. I didn't record the process for this one because it was a bit of an experiment and I didn't even know if I was going to put it up for sale. I added some beads for eyes at the front, some little iridescent glass beads and some metal ones, and then some little pedipalps on the front. And yeah, that's turned out really cute. So by the time this video goes out, this one might already be gone. I am going to just put it up in the shop and just see if there's any interest. And if there is, I'm going to make some more. Do let me know if you'd like to see me make more little spiders and needle felted characters like this, because I do enjoy needle felting and it is good to find a use for the leftover scraps of fibre from making dolls. So I'm going to make a dress now. I'm going to use some velvet, I think, and make a bodice and a lace skirt and just see how far we get. I'm hoping I'll get this one finished today. The velvet doesn't feel too bad today. It's funny how sensory issues vary day to day. It's like a different fabric. I'm definitely less tired than I was when I made the wings, so I think that makes a big difference. When I was buying the velvet, I spotted this mesh lace with a sparkly, kind of glittery spiderweb pattern on it. So I decided to make a no-sew tutu with it, just knotting strips of lace around a length of ribbon. I'm hoping I can create a sort of shiny, tattered, feathery effect. Now she just needs her wings and maybe something around the neck. I've named this little one Ashling Corvidae. If you've enjoyed watching me make this one, I'll leave another video here that I think you're going to enjoy. Go watch that one now, and I'll see you next time. Bye!